Hey. Today we're going about facing our fears. It's not easy, but it's something that we all have to deal with at some point of our lives. First, in my opinion, there are two types of fears. There's rational fear, which is the fear of things that can actually harm us, and fear of living, which is the fear of things like failure or rejection. So how do we face our fears? Well, the first step is to acknowledge that we're scared. It's important to remember that it's normal to feel scared, but it's not okay to let that fear control us and our decisions. One way to do this is by making a list of your fears, identifying which ones fall under rational fear and which ones are fear of living. I personally like to write mine on a piece of paper or a note on my phone. This way I can go back to it and track my progress. For example, let's say I have fear of heights, which I actually do, and climbed on this mountain in Norway, which was insanely high. Of course, we didn't go all the way up to the top because it started to get dark and it was raining, but you can see here just me having the time of my life. But here's a clear example of fear of life. Ironically, is making videos. How many times you said to yourself that you will start that YouTube channel or sit down and film that video, and it just never came into play? Why? There's literally nothing to lose, but yet somehow there are tons of excuses in your mind telling you not to do that. It may be fear of rejection, that no matter how much time and effort you put into this, still no one is interested in you or what you have to say. Once you know where your fear is coming from, you can start to work on overcoming it. This can be done by taking small steps. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, start by practicing in front of small groups of friends and family. That's what I sort of did to overcome my fear of public speaking. I was so terrified of speaking in public, and somehow I found myself in a job in a museum where I had to give a guided tour, and I had to speak in front of tens of people for 1 hour to complete strangers. It took me a while to feel comfortable doing this, but eventually it just felt natural, especially since I was talking about art. It's also important to remember that failure and rejection are part of life. Nobody is successful all the time, and rejection is not a reflection of our worth as a person. Lastly, don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's talking to a therapist or someone you trust that won't judge you. There are people out there who can help us through our fears. Facing our fears can be tough, but it's necessary for personal growth and living the life we want to live. Remember, it's not the fear that holds us back, it's how we react to it. So take a deep breath and face your fears head on. I would love to know how you deal with your fears. Do you know how to differentiate between rational fear and fear of living? Do you make a list? Please let me know in the comments below and let's talk about it. And speaking of facing my fears, I finally opened my shop. Actually, I opened it quite some time ago, but I'm going to have a new drop soon. You can find here some prints of my photos that I've taken in Iceland and Italy and soon in Norway and Sweden. Some postcards of my paintings, and soon also prints of my art itself. And of course, for the new drop there'll be also sales, so that's nice. I'll put a discount code in the description, and also you'll probably, if you on my mailing list, you'll probably see that as well in the newsletter. Yeah, I was so scared to market my store and all that, like, you know, who would want to buy that and all that. But I'm keep putting it out there because I know at least one person would somehow connect to what I do. So if you would also considering to do that, just do it. You know, you'll find the crowd that would want what you offer.